I'm just gonna say Adria really went full throttle on the sex scenes in terms of
I did it to
crafting
myself.
them. She really did. Why this specific love story needs telling?
Yeah.
Well,
It's hot.
I think it's hot. Yeah, it's definitely hot. It's hot and steamy. That's honestly that there is part of this that I mean, I know we joke about it, but like that is one thing that, when we were breaking, what the concept of this movie was, which is like about a guy who's really not living, a passion-filled life, right? And sometimes it takes he's sort of completely stuck into his left brain. He's binary in the way he thinks and stuck in his choices and sort of his own head, and sometimes it takes what they call blood displacement, to make you unfortunately, make illogical decisions, but sometimes those decisions are getting you out of your head to the right place that you live, which is like making choices, being a little messy, and living for the moment, living for joy and all those different things. So I think part of that recipe was to have a guy who's sort of stuck in those choices. You have to have a character that walks into his life that makes him question everything, that makes him act so out of character. And so it took an exceptional actress like Adria in terms of to bring that to life, to make someone that you would logically believe a guy who was stuck in his own ways and would never do this in the real world, to really, to really engage with this premise in that way. And I think one of the keys to that was actually some of these sex scenes, right? Some of the idea of the passion and the thoughtlessness that kind of goes into that. The really amazing part that Rick did with this movie is that's a magic trick. That montage, we really fall into the relationship, and really you're with Gary in this thing of, it's so out of character for him, but it's also so important to all of a sudden find himself looking up, being like, what have I done? And that is something you've never seen in a Richard Linklater movie, but also the three of us, Adria, Rick, and myself, we all put so much thought and attention into how to make that magic trick really come alive for audiences. Because I feel like in the past while with love scenes in movies, they're done clinically, and I think they're done without inspiration or emotion. And I think we really had her brain. I mean, I'm just gonna say Adria really went full throttle on the sex scenes in terms of
I did it to
crafting
myself.
them. She really did. Like,
I really did.
They always existed in the script form, but she really took it to a whole new place.
I came with a mood board.
She did. She gave us reference shots, like literally reference shots of what she found to be attractive. And it honestly allowed us to have a language that was so incredible, because she was like, okay, I like this statue or this painting or this frame or this picture. And what we were able to do is talk about what we found to be like engaging or sexy in the most like kind of harmless, friendly way possible. It was all about the creative. It was never like, it never felt lascivious. It never felt like pervy. You know what I mean? It's like we really got artistically to talk about what is an emotional frame, what's an emotional shot. And all that ended up in terms of in the movie. And I think it's the reason why it feels really unique and impactful.
Yeah, well, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it all the way and make it real and try to do it with purpose. I've never been one for gratuitous violence or sex. I just think that's kind of lame. So, yeah, I haven't done a lot of certain things in cinema, but when I do, I want it to be, I'm going to go try to make it real.